Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Noelle, and I usually post 2 videos a week. I was doing that for a really long time, and I would really like to get back on the flow of that. So if you'd like to see more videos, please hit the subscribe button down below and the bell button to be notified every time that I post. I'm using all ColourPop products except bronzer and blush. I apologize for that. I just don't have anything that I really liked, I guess, from ColourPop that I would use as a bronzer or a blush. So if you want to see my honest review on ColourPop as a brand in general and their price point and everything about them and just these products that I have and a bunch of new products, then just keep watching. The first thing I'm going to go in with is the ColourPop Precision Brow Pencil. I got the shade Dope Taupe. I think it might be a teeny bit too light for me, but I guess we'll see. I remember I had, I think, this exact pencil a long time ago, like a while ago, maybe, definitely over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I remember really liking it, and now I remember why, because it goes on very, very creamy. Now I'm usually all for the ABH Brow Wiz, but honestly, sometimes I feel like it rips out my brow hairs because it's not a super creamy formula. It's a little bit, I guess, like waxy, which could, if you're too rough, it could, potentially pull out some brow hairs. Okay, now I'm just gonna clean them up with the ColourPop concealer. Honestly, I bought 2 ColourPop concealers and they ended up being way too light, both of them. I bought 2 because I wasn't exactly sure which one would match me better, and both of them ended up being way too light. And then I ordered 2 more, and one is still a little bit too light for me, but then this one is like perfect, light 16. Now I'm gonna go in with eyeshadow. So this is an Morphe palette, but it's all ColourPop shadows. I got these shadows probably a year ago or so, and I honestly use this palette all the time. It's just like my go-to because I have a lot of neutrals in here, and of course I have some, blues and, colors that you don't wear every day. But I have some neutrals in here that I really like. So I'm gonna go in with the shade Wake Up Call. It's gonna just be like my little transition shade. I forgot to put concealer on the rest of my lid on this eye, so I'm just gonna... Okay, hopefully it stays focused. I honestly really like the ColourPop shadows. I am not a fan of the Super Shock shadows. I honestly never was. Can't get into them. I don't understand the whole cream shadow thing. I think it just kind of makes my eyes look... My eyes already creased because my eyelids are very oily. So I just don't think it works out for my eyes. Maybe because she has dry skin, it works out a little bit better. Almost like wing it out a little bit just because my eye shape is kind of weird. It's more round, so I just kind of like to wing out my eyeshadow. And I'm going to go in with the shade Note to Self. It's just a little bit more like a darker brown. Not the best at describing colors clearly. I'm kind of tired of doing half cut creases. I think I'm going to do a little bit of a halo eye, but nothing too intense. So I'm going to go in with this shade first. And then over top of that, I'm just going to put Let Me Explain. I'm just going to put it mainly in the center just to have it pop a little bit more. And I'm going to blend this out, don't worry. I go back in with that more orange brown shade. Sorry, I don't remember. I'll put it on the screen. I'm just going to put it on my inner corner. I feel like because my eyes are round, I look so much better with halo eyes than I do anything else, like the cut creases, half cut creases. So honestly, I don't really like finishing my eyes completely and then doing my foundation and everything. I like to do my foundation, get my base down, and then go back in with mascara and lashes and all that stuff. So I'm going to go in with the star of the show, which is the new ColourPop foundations. I'm really excited about these foundations. I ordered the color Light 70 and Light 55. The original one I ordered was Light 70 and it's way too yellow, and you'll see that when I put it on my skin. And then Light 55 I think is a teeny little bit too light, so I'm just going to mix these two together today and honestly just see what happens. I really like that this foundation has like a pump and a lock, so it's not going anywhere once you lock it. I'm going to mix those two. Hopefully it'll form to my perfect shade. My body's a little bit, you can see my body's a little bit more yellow tone than my face is. That just happens. Plus I got a little bit of a tan, so that's happened recently. And I'm gonna go in on my right side with a beauty blender and my left side with a sponge. That didn't make any sense. I'm going with the right side with my Real Technique sponge and my left side with a brush. Good job. I've been hearing nothing but good things about this foundation. I actually think that mixing those two together is like my perfect shade right now. And in the winter, Light 55 will match me probably perfectly, so I'm happy about that. I'm just going to go in really quick and do this side because I don't want it to like just melt on my face. So I'm going to go in with a BH Cosmetics number 3 brush. And I usually don't like how foundations blend out with brushes. Only once in a while. I like to blend out really light BB creams, lightweight BB creams, and sometimes CC cream with it, because I feel like if something is very lightweight, you need to use a brush to actually get any of the pigment on your face. If you use a beauty blender, it just takes like all the pigment away and kind of like defeats the purpose. The thing I'm noticing is you can kind of see my pores. It's not really, I guess you would say it's emphasizing them a little bit, but maybe I could fix that with some powder. This is the side with the brush, and then this is the side with the sponge. I think they look about the same. I think it's sitting a little bit better with the sponge, but I honestly really like it, and the color is spot on. Now I'm going to go in with the concealer. I have the shades Light 16 and Light 12. Light 12 is still a little bit too light for me, so I'm going to use Light 16. Blend this out with a sponge because I've used this concealer for a while now, and I just know that it works well with a sponge. And it's just easier. I mean, it's easier to blend something out with a sponge than it is a brush. I mean, maybe that's just me being lazy, but I think it's easier. And I think you can get into the creases a lot better. And I haven't really noticed that this concealer creases a lot. It really doesn't. And I use a Laura Mercier setting powder. And with some concealers, with that setting powder, it still creases. So I really don't think it's a setting powder doing anything. Personally, like, that's my opinion. I think it's the concealer that's just good. I mean, I think personally all concealers will crease at one point, even if it's just like a crease. But I think this is pretty good. And it highlighted very well under my eyes. I'm really happy with it. I've been using it for weeks and I really love it. I want to go in with the translucent powder and the pressed powder, so I think I'm going to bake with the translucent powder and then go in with the rest of my face and set it with the pressed powder. The thing I don't like is that this pressed powder is really small. I'm going to dip in with my beauty blender and just bake away. Do people even still bake? Do they still do this? I still do this on a daily basis. And I'm going to set the rest of my face with the light pressed powder. Not a lot is coming out at first. Just gonna kind of swirl it and stipple it on. Okay, I'm thinking this pressed powder is maybe oxidizing a little bit, or just a little too, not dark for my skin. I don't have a ColourPop blush or bronzer, which I am just realizing now. I just never got around to buying one, so I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills bronzer. So I'm just going to repeat the steps that I did on my lower lash, or my top lash line. or on my lid. I'm insane. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm gonna do the same steps I did on my lid, on my lower lash line. So nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. And if you have round eyes, it's actually better to only go in with eyeshadow on your lower lash line about halfway. It just kind of brings them out a little bit, unless you don't mind having your eyes be round. It's like the ideal face shape is an oval face shape, and the idea eye shape is like an almond eye shape. You don't have to make it look like that, but if you want it to look like that, that's a little trick. Don't bring it all the way in. Then I'm gonna go in with the highlight shade I used, pop in my inner corner and drag it a teeny little bit on the lash line. I have a ColourPop mascara. I don't know if they have a mascara. I'm gonna go in with my new favorite eyeliner. I'm sorry, mascara. It's the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. It's the best mascara I have ever used. Now I don't have a highlight, but I do have the Super Shock Shadow in Birthday Wish, and I guess that'll just have to do. Like I said, I don't really like the Super Shock shadows, but this will have to do. You have to make do with what you have, right? So I like that for a highlight. It's just like a little pop of something. So now I'm gonna go in with the lipsticks. So these lipsticks I got 6 of the Luxe lipsticks. First of all, they're so pretty. They're this cute rose gold packaging. I just think they're really pretty, and all the colors are pretty. They have little stars on them. Like, look at that. That's so neat. I just think that's so nice. Very cool packaging. And the colors are just very nice, and they even have stars on the lipstick, which I think is so cool. I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop Lippie Pencil in the shade BFF2. I really love these lip liners and lipsticks in general, so I'm really just a huge fan of ColourPop lipsticks. And the only thing that I don't like is only some of them have the matching color on the bottom, like this one in the shade Layover doesn't, and it's just easier to lift it up real quick and be like, oh, I'm getting this shade, instead of opening all of them. So I think it's just like a little design flaw, which is not like a huge deal. You can just open them if you want, but it just like, it'll save a little time if they all have the matching color on the bottom. I'm gonna go with Appy because I use Tiptoe a lot. Can you see that pigment? It's really nice pigment. It's almost like, it's not like a matte lipstick. It's like a satin lipstick, I guess. It reminds me of those Maybelline lipsticks. Honestly, I've had this one for probably 10 years, I'm not gonna lie. But I know it's disgusting. But this one's in Nude Lust, and it reminds me exactly of this formula, and I love this formula. This is my favorite lipstick formula, like regular lipstick that I think I've ever worn. I actually got a little birthday thing, and that was the Birthday Wish Super Shock Shadow, and then I got the Ultra Glossy Lip. It's Shayla times ColourPop or whatever. On the center, I guess. I mean, it's really going all over, but I'm gonna focus it kind of over in the center. The only thing is it gets dirty really quickly, so you kind of have to like wipe it off with a napkin so it doesn't stain the thing. Good as new. So I'm just going to do a quick overview of the products that I like, well, of the products in general. The foundations are a yes from me. Obviously, I haven't been wearing this for more than like 20 minutes, but I really do like this formula. I haven't worn it all day yet. I can write down in the description how I like it at the end of the day, but I really am impressed with this formula. The only thing is the shade range. I love that there's so many shades, but it almost makes it harder for me personally, because I'm shit at shade matching online. It almost makes it harder for me to choose the shades, but I am very glad that they do have all the shades, because people are not just like 5 shades, and I'm very happy that they're very inclusive and they have a lot of shades, so they have shades for everyone, which is great. It was just hard for me because I just suck at picking shades. And the same thing with the concealers. There's so many of the concealer shades, but at the end of the day, it's trial and error, it's hit or miss, so I'm very happy with the concealers. Like I said, I've been using these for weeks. They have amazing coverage. I will use these concealers and just put like setting powder and setting spray, and I'm done. I'm good for the whole day. It doesn't crease. I really do love them. The brow pencil I am very pleased with, but like I said, it glides on very easily, but it's definitely not, this shade is called Dope Taupe, and I think these, I don't think these brows look taupe. Like, I don't know, I think they look more of like a soft brown, like the Anastasia Beverly Hills shade that I have. More dark than a taupe should be, but that's maybe just my personal opinion. And let's see, next, I really liked the translucent powder. I'm liking how it baked, and it did, like I said, my pores aren't as prominent as they were before. Definitely did kind of make them look a little closed, which I definitely appreciate and prefer. And yeah, I really like it. And honestly, the pressed powder, it doesn't look cakey. Doesn't look like it's separating at all yet. And I guess we'll just have to see with that over time. But I'm very happy with it. Now this ColourPop Super Shock Shadow, I know it's supposed to be glittery because it's supposed to be a shadow, but I used it as highlight and it's very, very glittery. It looks like I just put glitter on my cheeks, which is okay. It's my fault. It's whatever. I am obsessed with the lippy pencils. I used to use the Kylie Jenner Malibu lip liner and it just like crapped out on me. It would like come out of this thing and it almost like never, it was the perfect shade, that shade Malibu, and Dulce K and Malibu were the perfect shades, but I would go like this and it would just like fall out, which was ridiculous for like $20 for a lip liner, and this is like $5 or $6 I think, and I'm obsessed with this. And then like I said, the Luxe lipsticks, I really love them. I think they're so pretty. I think that, I don't know exactly how much these are. I think they're like $6, but for this price, even if they were $10, for this price, I think it's amazing. I really like how long wearing they are, how comfortable they are on the lips. They're just, like I said, they're like my favorite Maybelline lipstick formula, and I love that. And then I used the Ultra Glossy Lip, and I like this too. Like I said, you can kind of feel a teeny little bit of glitter in it, but honestly, by now, I could barely feel it anymore, I swear. So that concludes my video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'm sorry I haven't filmed very much lately. I've just kind of been in a really weird funk, and I know it's like every YouTuber's excuse, but honestly, I've been going through kind of a lot in my personal life, and like mentally and emotionally just feeling drained lately, and I just haven't had the motivation to film. I have so many videos that I want to film, that I've planned on filming, that have been in my notes for so long, but I just haven't been able to sit down and just have the attention span to like do it. I have no motivation for it right now, and today I just said fuck it, I want to do this, so I did it, and I'm so happy that I did, and I'm glad that you guys are watching this. And yeah, I guess that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really am a big fan of ColourPop. I'm not just saying this, I don't need them to sponsor me, although that would be great. ColourPop, hit me up if you want. But yeah, I just really like their brand. I've always liked it ever since, you know, the big YouTubers have been talking about it. I've been trying out products, and like I said, I like their other products, like their liquid lipsticks, their lippy sticks. I've tried their lippy sticks first before anything, and I loved the formula. Cookie is my favorite lippy stick ever. And yeah, so that is now it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!